Hi, I'm Patrick. I've been building ponds for about 25 years now. From small garden ones, we started off into larger recreation ponds and into lakes. I'd just like to have a quick talk about like the 3 or so mistakes that new pond builders, or even if you're a DIYer, tend to make when designing and implementing the design. One of them would be flow rates and I suppose pump sizes. And there's associated issues with that as well. I mean, there's things like pipe sizing that relate to your pump as well. But really key in a healthy waterscape or pond system is water flow, especially if you key that with some kind of skimmer or biofalls. And then a lot of issues could be waylaid by actually having good flow through your pond, and also calculating how much flow. Sometimes there's requests come in for large waterfalls and it might be a big spillway. We want a spillway 1 metre wide and they might have stipulated a pump of say 10,000 litres. The flow rate over that spillway, unless you build it in a particular way, will be very minimal. There's calculations of how much water you need over a spillway to get a nice flow and a visible flow of water. You can see one of the ones back here on the on that side is around about 22,000 litres. That gives us a nice, gentle, but also very natural flow over the stone. So you need to design in relation to your pump size at your waterfalls. Again, then is pipe size in relation to your pump. You can only push so much water through a pipe. You know, we use 40mm pipe up to around about 12,000 litres, and after that up to about 25,000 you goes to a 2-inch pipe or 50mm, and after that we use 3-inch for anything bigger up to about 55,000 litres. Again, I've seen examples many times, people have built something, especially concrete features, and they've often used like 1-inch blue line or something, and then expecting to have 100,000 litres coming over a waterfall. It's just not possible to push that through a pipe. Unless you're using a really high pressure pump, which would also then use a lot of power. And I think, you know, one of the major things is people like discounting how important a skimmer is. Even if you're not going to do biological filtration, some kind of skimming system to remove floating material from the body of water and take it out of that system before it breaks down and becomes nutrient loads is one of the most important things you can do. So rather than a pump thrown in the bottom, a skimming system, an intake-based system, well designed, all the information's there. There's no excuses to do them wrong, is really key with any pond. And then one really important one, and I just dealt with a customer right now actually, is your liner. If you're building a house, you don't skimp on your foundation, and this goes for a pond as well. You want to use the best liner you can in your water feature, because there's nothing worse than having a PVC or some unsuitable material deteriorate after 5 years, after all the effort's been put in, the feature's grown in, and then have the leak. The leak is the most frustrating thing any pond builder or client will come up against, and I will always recommend you want to use the best liner you can afford to use in your pond. Even if you only put a skimmer in and don't do the filtration and all those things, the liner is key. Choose your line as well.